Spider-Man: Homecoming is a 2017 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man, produced by Columbia Pictures and Marvel Studios, and distributed by Sony Pictures Releasing. It is the second reboot of the Spider-Man film franchise and the 16th film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. The film is directed by Jon Watts, with a screenplay by the writing teams of Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daley, Watts, and Christopher Ford and McKenna and Erik Sommers. The film stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Jon Favreau, Donald Glover, Zendaya, Batalon, Laura Harrier, Tyne Daly, Marisa Tomei, and Robert Downey Jr. In Spider-Man: Homecoming, Peter Parker tries to balance high school life with being the hero Spider-Man as he faces the Vulture. In February 2015, Marvel Studios and Sony reached a deal to share the character rights of Spider-Man, integrating the character into the established MCU. The following June, Holland was cast as the title character, while Watts was hired to direct, followed shortly after by the casting of Tomei and the hiring of Daley and Goldstein to write the script. In April 2016, the film's title was revealed, along with additional castings including Downey. Principal photography began in June 2016 at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia, and continued in New York City before concluding in Berlin the following October. During filming, Watts, Christopher Ford, McKenna and Erik Sommers were revealed as additional screenwriters, and more cast members were confirmed. Spider-Man: Homecoming premiered in Hollywood on June 28, 2017 and will be released in the United States on July 7, 2017, in 3D, IMAX and IMAX 3D. Homecoming received critical acclaim, praising Holland and the cast's performances, the musical score, the light tone and the action sequences. A sequel is scheduled to be released on July 5, 2019. In 2012, Tony Stark and the federal government create the U.S. Department of Damage Control, DoDC, driving salvage company owner Adrian Toomes out of business. Toomes convinces his colleagues to not surrender the Chitauri technology already scavenged from the Battle of New York and use it to further a criminal agenda. In the present day, following the Avengers' internal dispute, Peter Parker resumes his studies after Stark tells him that he is not ready to become an Avenger. Over the objections of his Aunt May, Peter quits his school's decathlon team in order to spend more time focusing on his Stark Industries internship, which is a cover for his crime-fighting activities as Spider-Man. One night, after preventing Toomes' associates from robbing an ATM, Peter returns to his Queens apartment only for his best friend Ned to discover his secret identity. On another night, Peter comes across Toomes' associates Herman Schultz and Jackson Bryce selling Chitauri weaponry to local gangster Aaron Davis. When he tries to intervene, Peter nearly loses his life at Toomes' hands and is rescued by Stark. Toomes later kills Bryce for jeopardizing the operation. Retrieving a Chitauri weapon left behind by Bryce, Peter works with Ned to remove the power core. A tracking device leads Schultz to Midtown School, but Peter and Ned manage to evade him. After planting his own tracking device on Schultz and learning that it leads to Virginia, Peter rejoins the decathlon team and accompanies them to Washington, D.C. for nationals. Working with Ned, Peter disables the tracker implanted in his Spider-Man suit and unlocks all its secret features. He later tries to stop Toomes from stealing weapons from a DoDC truck, but ends up being overpowered and trapped inside the truck, causing him to miss nationals. When he discovers that the Chitauri power core is unstable, Peter tracks Ned to the Washington Monument, arriving just as the core explodes and traps Ned in an elevator. Evading local authorities, Peter manages to save Ned and fellow classmate Liz before the elevator plummets. Returning to New York City, Peter persuades Davis to reveal Toomes' whereabouts. Confronting Toomes and his associates at the Staten Island ferry, Peter captures the group's new buyer Mac Gargan while Toomes escapes after a malfunctioning weapon tears the ferry in half. Stark helps Peter save the passengers before admonishing him for his recklessness and taking the suit away. While picking up Liz for Midtown's annual homecoming dance, Peter learns that she is Toomes' daughter. Deducing Peter's secret identity, Toomes threatens retaliation if he continues to interfere with his plans. During the dance, Peter realizes Toomes is planning to hijack a DoD plane transporting weaponry from Avengers Tower to the team's new headquarters in upstate New York. Leaving the dance and donning his homemade Spider-Man suit, Peter is ambushed by Schultz only for Ned to save him. Peter then confronts Toomes in his lair, who attempts to persuade him to his side. When Peter refuses, Toomes destroys the building's support beams and leaves him to die. Managing to escape, Peter intercepts Toomes on board the now damaged plane, steering it towards the beach near Coney Island. The two engage in a confrontation that ends with Peter saving Toomes' life and leaving him for the police. Sometime later, Peter learns that Liz is moving away and that classmate Michelle Jones, whose nickname is MJ, will be replacing her as president of the decathlon team. Peter later declines Stark's invitation to join the Avengers and inspires Stark to bring an engagement ring to a press conference where Pepper Potts is present. Upon returning home, Peter discovers that Stark has returned his upgraded suit and puts it on just as May walks into his room. In a mid-credits scene, an incarcerated Gargan approaches Toomes at the raft and explains that several criminals are banding together to exact vengeance against Spider-Man. In a post-credits scene, Captain America takes part in a public service announcement centering on the importance of patience.